As any Hollywood producer will tell you, behind every great movie is a great story. And the story of Dixiana, its people, its horses, its history, and its legacy are right out of central casting. Just 12 years after the last shot was fired in the Civil War in 1877, the famed Dixiana farm was founded by former Confederate soldier Major Barack G. Thomas. The farm, one of the oldest and most storied in the bluegrass, was named for Major Thomas's favorite mare, Dixie. Thomas had traded some cotton land he owned in Arkansas for the 6-year-old unraced daughter of the imported English stallion, Sovereign. Thomas is what you'd call a horseman's horseman, a fine type of a bluegrass gentleman whose soft hat and flowing snow-white beard were as familiar at Sheepshead Bay or Morris Park as on the streets of Lexington. He was the granddaddy of commercial breeders and was believed to be one of the first horsemen to derive his sole livelihood from breeding thoroughbred racehorses. He bred Herzog, Himyar, Domino, Correction, Band Fox, King Fox, and more than 100 other noted stakes winners. In an era in which many still valued stamina above all else, Major Barack G. Thomas bred for speed. He bred the speed horse Himyar, who was by alarm, the first great American sprinter. The night before Himyar ran in the Kentucky Derby, Thomas feared foul play and opted to sleep in Himyar's stall. The horse finished second in the race, perhaps due to a lack of sleep. Himyar would go on to be the leading sire of 1893, thanks in grand part to Thomas's other lasting legacy, the Great Domino. Known as the Black Whirlwind, Domino won 18 of 19 starts under a mile, amassing earnings of $193,550, a world record for earnings that lasted nearly a quarter century. Domino was part of Major Thomas's consignment to the Tattersall's sale in New York in 1892. He was purchased by Foxhall Keene for $3,000 as the sales topper, well above the sales average price per horse of $895. Domino will go on to be an undefeated champion 2-year-old and Horse of the Year in 1893. Though he sired only 19 foals, his impact on the thoroughbred breed is immeasurable. By 1937, 68% of the stakes winners that year carried the blood of Domino. The epitaph on his gravestone reads, "Here lies the fleetest runner the American turf has ever known, and one of the gamest and most generous of horses." Falling on hard times, Thomas dispersed all his stock, selling among others his mighty Himyar at the age of 22 for a meager $2,500. Interestingly enough, at the age of 20, Himyar sired Plaudit, the 9th sire of Horse of the Year, Holy Bull. Even more interesting was the fact that upon his death, Major Barack G. Thomas, the Nestor, or sage of thoroughbred racing, bequeathed the majority of his estate to Margaret Pryor, his former slave. Thomas left smaller inheritances to others, including $1,000 to his African-American jockey and trainer, John T. Clay, and another $1,000 to Clay's sons, Johnny and Barack. Mrs. Pryor's $50,000 inheritance made her the wealthiest African-American woman in the country. The farm passed from General James Coxey to Major Thomas Carson to James Ben Ali Hagan, the master of Elmendorf. From Hagan, it went to James C. Brady, the son of the largest shareholder in the American Tobacco Company. It was, however, the sale to Charles T. Fisher of Fisher Body Works that allowed the farm to reclaim its former glory, albeit on a grander scale. The Fisher era was a period which once again saw Dixiana at the forefront of racing and breeding in America. The accomplishments of Charles Fisher in the auto industry spilled over into his thoroughbred and saddlebred pursuits. In 1919, General Motors purchased Fisher Body Works for a reported $27 million, a move that would keep the farm in feed for nearly 6 decades. The first important stallion for the Fishers was High Time, who topped the sires list in 1928. and that would be just the beginning. The list of runners produced during Fisher's ownership is long and distinguished. The most alluring of his runners was the great Mata Hari, winner of the Arlington Lassie Stakes, the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes, the Illinois Derby, and Oaks. Mata Hari was named both champion 2-year-old filly of 1933 and champion 3-year-old filly of 1934. Mata Hari would go on to produce the elusively fast Spy Song. A brilliant racehorse, Spy Song broke his maiden at first asking by 12 lengths, establishing a new track record in the process. Spy Song is but one of the many numerous Dixiana breds who have left their lasting legacy on the breed. The immortal Stormcat traces directly back to Spy Song himself through his dam Terlingua. The picture-perfect setting of Dixiana has served as the location for 2 Hollywood motion pictures. In 1957, Pat Boone and Shirley Jones starred in April Love. The song proved to be one of Pat Boone's most durable hits. It won the Academy Award for Best Song. The film crews were back in 2005 for the making of Dreamer, starring Dakota Fanning, Kurt Russell, and Chris Christopherson. What better place to find your dreams? The farm was purchased in 2004 by Gainesville, Florida businessman and Hollywood movie executive William Shively. Bill's first racehorse, who he bought with partners, was aptly named Personal First.
At Personal First at the rail, Disco Rico and Personal First. Personal First is game and he's coming back on the inside. It is Personal First to win it.
Once again, like a page from a Hollywood screenplay, Bill Shively's first runner developed into a graded stakes winner of nearly $500,000. His most noted win came in the Grade 3 Amsterdam Stakes at Saratoga in 2000. At the time he purchased Dixiana, Mr. Shively was the owner of Tomoka Hills Farm in Florida, which produced Florida Older Horse of the Year and eclipsed champion sprinter Benny the Bull.
And here comes Benny the Bull, fourth on the far outside, 1 furlong to go, man of danger to get, Thor's Echo gives way, Benny the Bull charging with a determined, resolute, late run to win.
In 2006, Mr. Shively purchased Woodland Farm in Lexington, which he renamed Woodland Farm, which is most noted for producing Grade 1 winner and sire More Than Ready. Woodland Farm is currently the primary location of the farm's yearlings, while Dixiana is home to the farm's broodmare band. Among the addition to our broodmare band is Grade 1 winner Mayo on the Side, winner of the Humana Distaff. In May of 2009, Mr. Shively purchased Domino Stud, the half of the original Dixiana farm that was sold off in 1947. For the first time in more than 60 years, the historic Dixiana farm has returned to its original acreage and is poised to reclaim its former glory. Once again, horsemen are at the helm. Mindful of our stewardship of this precious property, with our broodmare band which continues to grow in quality, coupled with our exceptional team of the finest horsemen, we're working diligently to make the sequel as good, if not better, than the original. Welcome back to Dixiana.
I'm sure that the Fisher family and my father are looking down and smiling. So thank you, Mr. Shively.